That's fine. As soon as you bring it home, open her up.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and let them go.
Yeah.
And they'll reset their GPS.
So it's been 3.5 weeks and they seem to...
Yeah, they'll be back in and out like a rocket.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the very next day, you won't see them doing orienteering flights anymore. They'll be just in and out, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was watching it for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Just wondering if they're going to stay or not.
Yeah, they'll stay.
Okay.
They'll stay. Yeah, because the queen will be in there.
Yeah.
They won't leave the queen.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the biggest difference between native bees and apis bees. Apis bees will abscond.
Yes.
If they don't like the hive.
If they don't like the hive, they'll take off. Yes.
But if there's something wrong with the hive, with native bees, if they leave,
So they're still swarming
that's
into
it.
the hive through the
They're
hole.
gone. They're
Yeah.
as good as dead.
They're coming into there.
Yeah.
That's why
lumpy bit, is that pollen
smoke
or is
doesn't
that?
work with
That's-
natives either.
that's-
They
No,
will
in
never leave the
there,
queen,
just
so
down, in
they
there.
don't freak out like
Oh, is that
gators
just a
do
little cell?
when you give them
honey.
a puff of
Oh
smoke.
wow, look at that.
That's honey cells.
Because the queen can't fly once she's
I don't know
mated.
if it... Yep, there is.
Oh, wow.
She can never leave unless she's away again.
My little kid. Yeah, honey shot.
Yeah, you can just squeeze it in your mouth.
Who produces it?
We'll take photos
They
of you
can
doing it.
make their own queen.
What's that?
Perfect, isn't it?
Wow. Oh, your water. What's your water?
You just tip it in.
Oh, I thought I'd finished it anyway.
What am I doing?
It's beautiful.
Oh, what's the cutest thing?
I wonder why they couldn't find their way.
It's like a little truffle.
Is that their wax or any wax?
That's,
It doesn't have to be their one.
no. No. Just as long as it's wax. It's native bee wax.
So that's a honey pot there too at the top, is it?
Yeah, that will be a...
That one there.
that's
Oh, I
pollen.
see what you mean.
Is it?
That's still pollen in the top there.
Even that
That one there?
I think so.
No, is it? No, it's honey.
Is
It
it?
is honey, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That. I just want
Want to taste?
Oh,
I'll pour you some honey from the pot.
tastes different to the other one.
It does.
Is
It's
that because
small.
of where you come
tangier,
from?
I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a bit tangier?
It's just different. I don't know, but it's different.
Like a
Tastes different.
citrusy taste or
it is
something.
very citrusy, yes.
Wow, look at that.
So to get that honey out of that green
One do you
container,
like,
do you
the other
press
one
it?
or
You put it
fun?
through a press, or do you?
Yeah,
How would you get?
what I usually do,
From the muck.
I wait for most of it to drain off, and then I've got to evict all the bees first. Oh geez, I want to kill bees, so we've got to evict all the bees out of it. So once that's pretty much drained off, look, buggers, it's still hitting me. Once it's drained off, then you can you get a little skewer and you puncture the pots, and then just let that drain. And once you've got 90% of it out of the pots, then you can put it in some cheesecloth and give it a bit of a squeeze, and that'll get the rest of it out. Buggers.
Do you have to do anything with the honey afterwards? Like, because I heard it like ferments or something like
Yeah, you keep it in the fridge.
that. Just keep it in the fridge.
Yeah, yep, yeah. We just keep it in the fridge, and basically, yeah,
Is there anything wrong with it when it ferments? Or you can still eat it? It just becomes alcoholic.
yeah.
Me.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember that.
Far more than $200.
You've got
Yeah, that's $500 anyway.
Oh yeah, it'll be worth a lot more.
Break down.
Now, do they just bite you because you're it? Or,
Yes, because I'm disturbing them.
But they know they're not getting me.
Yeah, no. They know it's me that's doing all the work to them. So they're,
And Dean will be marked.
And I'm a friend.
yeah, marked. That's for sure. Yeah, as soon as they land on me, they scent mark me.
Oh, they
Yeah.
sent mark you.
Oh, okay.
You're an enemy.
Yes, basically. Well, no, I'm their friend, but
They don't know.
they can't distinguish that much.
So once you've had a shower or wash yourself, that's
Oh, good.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if
But
you
I
went-
can go to a lot of places, and if there's native bees around, they'll land on me. Just,
Attracted to them.
yeah. And I'll sit,
The bee whisperer.
Can't go anywhere.
yeah.
Maybe when they bite you, they inject something so that the other ones know.
Now, if you went to that other hive, would you be its enemy?
Highway or
No.
Friday.
Okay, they've
No.
got a different pheromone.
They've got a different
Ah,
smell, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. And I've been out watching the bees.
So you'll leave this now, you'll leave that like that, and tonight you'll come and pack them logs away?
Later on, I'll have to evict more bees out of here. So I'll get the blower, you know, the petrol blower,
Yeah.
have it on really low,
Yep.
as low as it can go, and you just puff them out.
Okay.
And then when you get them all out of the log, then you move the log away.
Yep.
And then they come back to this one.
And you're probably going to tell us, but do you, that entry there, you don't do any, you don't?
Usually, if I can, if it's a good entry,
Yep.
usually I'll cut that off and I'll put it on the front of the box.
Oh,
no.
good idea.
Yeah, so it gives them a visual of where they're
Now,
going.
now, given that it was the ones from this hive that went and attacked
Yep.
those, given that what's happened to them now, will they keep doing that or
No.
will they come back now?
They'll come back to this one now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've got a
Yeah.
priority now.
Yeah.
yeah, they've got something to go into.
And will you tape up the two boxes around the...
These ones? Yep. Yeah, I should have already done that. I
So
can do
is that entry good enough where you'll put it on the box, or you?
Yeah, if I can get that one out, yeah, I should be able to get that one out. Yep, I should be able to get that pretty much cleaned up and out of there, and cut to a right size that I can stick that on the front of the box.
And you have to chainsaw it out again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that later once all the bees are out.
And you don't use
Yeah,
smoke
that'll be an
to
extra,
evict them.
No, smoke doesn't do anything for natives. You know,
They're used to
it works
bushfires.
on apis honeybees, but not with natives. Smoke just doesn't do anything.
Used to bushfires.
I suppose they probably are, yeah. Yes.
The petrol, does it kill them?
The what, sorry?
You said you use a petrol car?
Hey,
No, it blows air, but
No,
it
it
runs
just-
on petrol.
yeah, it just runs on petrol, yeah. I've got an electric one there as well.
So,
that I can use.
what, you just have to let them evict themselves naturally, basically then?
Yeah, well sometimes you can you can knock them out, you can blow them out. Basically you want to get them out without killing them.
There's a few specks of rain. Do you want to take the honey in again?
So why don't you make the box just that size as it is there, rather than the two halves? What's, is that
Well,
just for the ease of putting the
it's one is for ease of putting them into the boxes.
Yep.
The other is they used to be made that way so they could be split.
Oh, okay.
Now what happens as well is if that ever succumbs to pests, you can take it apart and clean it out.
Yep.
Or get the bugs out and remove the brood, and you know this won't because it's got too many bees. But if it's a very weak hive, they're very susceptible to pests. So less than 5,000 bees and you've got a weak hive. And this is why splits just doesn't work. This white box over here, that you see all the bees are swarming out the front of, that's my oldest box. And that one produces a new hive in 4 weeks. The last time I set up an empty box to it, within 3 weeks I had brood and a queen.
You don't put any, like the first ones I bought, or first one I bought, had a hose out the front.
Yeah.
And another bloke had, just to make it a bigger landing area,
Yeah.
you don't worry about that?
No, that's because it's 36 mil thick. They can, or 50 mil thick, they can defend that tube.
Oh,
On the thinner boxes, I put a tube on the front,
okay.
so it gives them that defence.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more guard bees can get in there and defend the hive. But on these, you don't really need it.
Okay.
Wait, when you first get them, do you need to leave water or anything
No.
like that? Nothing. You just, you don't know. They just find their own way.
I've left water out. I've put dishes out with marbles in it with water. Natives never go near it. The wasps do. The puddle wasps. They always go to it and get their water, then they take it to the mud and make lots of mud, and then off they go. Honeybees do.
I knew honeybees do, but these don't.
I just don't see natives.
What was that?
I think they can get most of it from the dew and stuff like
Yeah.
that, whatever they need.
Water.
Yeah, right.
You know, yeah. Yeah.
And you said they'll forage about 600 metres, so there needs to be some sort of food trees somewhere within that.
750 metres, yeah. Their average, they used to say 500 metres, but they've done further testing from that, and they've found that they go up to 750 if they need to.
Yeah.
But if they can find it within 100 metres, they'll go. If they find it within 10 metres,
And
that's where they'll be.
How long will it take them to do that? You don't need to put anything out when you first get them that they might, give them a bit of a boost.
find it.
They'll just find it.
Yeah. And what they do is once they find a resource,
Yep,
they
just
come
tell
back
you.
and they do the little
Tell
waggle
everybody
dance and they
else,
tell the
yeah.
rest where it is. So that's one thing they've got in common with honeybees.
Yeah,
It's
well, within
about-
about 200 metres of my place is a full coastal pathway, and it's just all big trees and natives and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they should be all right.
Yeah. So you see, we've got the Stanley River rainforest
Yeah.
corridor down the bottom,
Yeah.
and then we've got this nature reserve that goes
The
all
top.
the way up here. That goes up to the state forest up the top. So we've got
You should-
we've got
yeah.
a lot of native trees, plus the gardens, and we've got the camellias flower during the winter. We grow tea. There's rows of tea out there. They will flower during the winter, and it all keeps them happy.
Well, I figure there must be, because there are native bees coming into my bok choy and things like
Yeah,
that, so there must be,
they'll be there.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yep.
Just a question about the pollen that they collect.
Yep.
I just heard recently somewhere that growing corn, they were collecting pollen off that, but then the ones that you buy from the shops, the pollen can actually kill them or something.
Commercial
Not so good.
commercial corn is treated with neonicotinoids. It's a systemic insecticide. Now, it only takes the corn kernel to be treated in the ground, and that insecticide gets taken up, because it's systemic, it gets taken up by the plant, and it permeates every part of that plant. So it goes into the pollen, into the nectar, everything. And what it's designed to do is to stop insects eating the corn. Because corn doesn't need bees to pollinate it. It's wind pollinated, it falls onto the stalks, onto the silks. So it doesn't need bees to pollinate. But bees love the corn. They love the pollen. And they hammer it. So what happens is these big commercial crops, because they only want to plant their corn once, they're spending thousands and thousands of dollars for all this corn seed. They want it to come up. They don't want to be planting it twice or come up sort of here and there, and so that's why it's treated. But unfortunately, when you buy the seeds in the packets, it's usually from these big stocks, and they put them in the packets, and you're left with
a
it.
heritage one. Or
Heritage
one
is
from
fine because they're
from
not
someone
treated.
who propagates their own
Yeah.
seeds and that.
Yeah.
So there's enough chemical in the seed that
That it kills the bees. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's
Almost
systemic. It
every
goes to every
seed.
part in the pollen and everything. And as soon as the bees hit the pollen, that kills the bees.
is that with any other seed?
What were you going to say?
No, just mostly corn.
Almost every seed that you buy
Yeah.
commercially from Bunnings, etc.,
Yeah, yeah.
be it poppy seeds
Or
or
whatever,
whatever,
yeah.
they're
They're treating them now.
They're all treated.
But are they all treated with a systemic?
Yes, precisely.
Oh, thanks.
So it's
Oh,
terrible
mine
stuff.
come
And that's
from,
Absolutely
where
terrible
growing
about
stuff.
30 years
Yeah.
of constantly collecting my
Yeah.
own, so they
Yeah.
won't have it, so they'll be okay.
Yeah. So you're eating an insecticide.
So it'll all be like kind of rainbow.
Known to be carcinogenic.
Yes. So, you know,
Where can you get the heirloom seeds from?
heirloom, you can get them from diggers, you can get them from Mulaney, what's it called?
Yeah,
Green Harvest.
Green
Yep.
Harvest at Mulaney. Yeah.
There's another one out at Kilcoy, I think it is, a bit further out from Kilcoy. Trying to think of what their name is. It's a heritage seed, because we always see them at the Nambour Garden Expo. I've gotten quite a few seeds from them, the rainbow chard and the rainbow carrots. And that's the other thing with heritage, you get all the nice stuff,
Yeah.
you know? None of this F1 hybrids and all the rest of it.
And then you can grow your own.
Yeah.